we were having a blast. We were like, yeah, because we were riding into a sunset. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the crew boat is like, oh my God, they're going to die. And I was like, that was really fun.
Glad to get to talk with you all. Sheroes is a fun little throwback adventure that I think people are going to have a lot of fun with. Sasha, I'll come to you first. You are, well, actually, Sasha and Wallis, you are both no strangers to the action genre. But what about this film in particular sparked both of your interests to want to be a part of it?
I think this particular movie, it was just how fun it was. I remember reading the script for the first time and I was like, oh, wow. And then, wow. And whoa, okay. And what's next? And this excitement that I felt, and you could just not put it away. That's something that really excited me because I hope people, the audience, actually going to feel the same. Mm-hmm. And, the whole like kick-ass, badass thing. But in the end, it's all about story, right? Story is the most important thing when it comes to films.
Yeah, I agree with Sasha. And for me, it was still within the range of what I love. That was a big physical element to the project, but it was in a different genre. So obviously I'm used to the superhero genre. So it was nice to do something a bit more commercial with those elements that I enjoy so much tied in.
And then Sky, I will come to you next. I mean, you've got quite the filmography yourself, but this is really one of your big roles outside of the world of voice acting and Disney. What about the project really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
Just like the storyline. I think the storyline was really cool. And I have like ADHD, so I can't always just like focus on one thing, but reading the script, I was like fully in tuned and focused on it. And I really was drawn to the character Daisy. So I feel like that just made me want to be a part of the film, and I could just envision it in my head. And when I can envision it, that's really important to me. So most definitely that.
And what was it like for you making that jump from, more family friendly material to something that is very hard R-rated in its comedy, its action, all that?
I mean, I think it's great. I think everyone was wanting to see that. I was too. And was kind of just like waiting for that moment. And I feel like Sheroes was a great film to do that with. So I feel like it was a good decision.
Well, and I love the dynamic, not just of the group, but specifically between you and Wallis as the film goes on. And what was that like for you both, developing that rapport with one another, prior to filming as well as during filming?
I think we lucked out because I really like Sky and we genuinely are friends outside of that. It's a lot harder to do that with someone that you don't have that type of relationship with.
Right.
But, we spoke about it. We were super open and forthcoming with each other. And I think it goes both ways, saying that our priority was to just make sure that each other always felt the most comfortable that we could.
Yeah, I think we just made each other feel comfortable. Wallis is a great person. She made me feel comfortable. And we just had those conversations. And it was really easy to do. And like she said, just being able to do it with someone that you already get along with. So it was like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Same.
All worked out.
I love that you got to have that experience then. And Sasha, I mean, what was it like for you getting to build a rapport with these two lovely ladies over here, as well as with Isabel and Jack as filming went on?
I felt like I was in summer camp, and it was just pure joy. I was very, very lucky, especially since we're playing, we were best friends. And in a very easy way, we became best friends for life, I feel like. And it's something that's not always the case. You very often you keep it in a very, respected and like polite manner because it's your colleagues. But in this case, we would we knock on each other's trailers and hang out and have our lunches together. And it was fantastic.
Now, did you find that you and Isabel would improvise a lot in your arguments with one another throughout the film?
She was the one who was improvising. Unfortunately, I'm a bit limited with my English because it's my second language. But Isabel was just phenomenal. Oh my God, she was so funny. I don't know how many takes I'm not going to use that word because I would start laughing and I would be standing there with a straight face trying to be angry as a diamond, and then she would come up with something and I would be like, ah! She was hilarious.
I'm sure there's a great blooper reel out there somewhere of all the behind the scenes moments just from her as well as everybody else. Now, I also the action was a lot of fun in this film as well. And Sky, even though you don't get in on it until later in the game, Wallis and Sasha, you, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, you have the history in the genre, but what did you find your personal experience brought to filming the action in this one?
I think it helped. For me personally, it gave me a foundation to work on. So when we were choreographing, the fight scenes, it enabled us to do maybe some more advanced moves, or to have less rehearsal time. But, there are still obviously challenges as there are in any fight scene. And I think, as a cast, we were willing to push ourselves to curate the best performance that we could. So yeah, I think it really, really helped. But obviously the stunt team were amazing on set, and we got rehearsal time, which was wonderful.
And I think it's just basic knowledge and, how to move and operate, guns and things like this. It's always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
What did you find was one of the most exciting things that you were able to learn then that you hadn't learned from your prior work from this filming?
Oh, I learned how to ride a boat.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I had no idea, and then I got really into it, and I loved it. And apparently, I went a little too fast. And in Tarkus, there was our boat, and then there was a crew boat, and the crew boat were freaking out. We were having a blast. We were like, yeah, because we were riding into a sunset. It was beautiful. Yeah. Meanwhile, the crew boat is like, oh my God, they're going to die. And I was like, that was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. And then what was it for yourself?
A new skill I got to learn was skateboarding. I'm still not very good at it, but I had a skateboard with me around set and in my trailer. And whenever I could, I would just ride it. I don't even know if that's the right thing to say. So yeah, I would just kind of move around on it, skate around. Wow, I really messed that one up, didn't I? Sorry.
No, it's okay. You nailed it. Your writing is the proper term as well. So no, you were right. And those are not easy things to ride. I tried as a kid and I failed epically.
No, it's not.
But I mean, from what I see, they can be fun if you get the hang of it. Sky, I will come to you next. I mean, your character in a way is the heart of the film, and I'm curious what it was like for you. How much would you say you found yourself connecting to her and a lot of her personality traits to yourself?
I feel like I connected with my character a lot in my own personality traits. Daisy, she cares about her friends and they're like her family to her. I do as well. Daisy's a very strong-minded person. I am as well. Never giving up and kind of just fighting through every obstacle that's thrown at you. So I would say me and her connected in those ways. Obviously, we have a lot of differences, but those ways for sure.
She's definitely a very engaging character to watch throughout the movie, especially and when she finally gets to be reunited with her friends. For my final question, Wallis and Sasha, I'll come to you for the same question. What was it about your characters that you found you really, connected with in a similar way to yourself?
I think Diamond is very outgoing and easy. And I think that's something, I hope that's something that I am. So that was easy to lean on. But then also, actually, the difference is Diamond is so free. And she's free to do whatever she wants, giving to, her background and also just her personality. And I feel like I'm a little more conservative in certain things. So that's something I would really love to be. Come on, I just want to be Diamond. Even the name, Diamond. How cool is that?
I think Ryder and I are similar in, honestly, probably most ways. I would consider myself pretty laid back as a person. She's much cooler than I am and has super cool skills that I don't have. And I think I just love playing, you know, like a Venice skater girl. It's so out of anything I've ever done. So that was really exciting for me. And then on the flip side, getting to play her during serious moments and through her challenges and difficulties and you know, fighting for what and who she loves was also really exciting to me. And those are my differences. I think I'm less serious than Ryder is in real life.
I'm glad that you all got to connect with your characters the way you did. I think people are going to have a lot of fun with this, and I really enjoyed my time chatting with you all. So thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your weeks.